It's officially time to start setting up my May journal pages, and I'm really excited to share this one with you. I'm so pleased with how it turned out, but before we do anything, the first step is chopping down my A4 cardstock to the correct size, which is A5. Now I know this does look a little bit tedious, but for me, for some reason, I find it quite therapeutic, and I tend to put something on in the background, whether that's a podcast, Spotify, YouTube, something like that, and just crack on. Now this might not be new information, but I am using a 300 GSM cardstock for my journal pages, and that is because I use alcohol markers to fill them out. If you're using regular paper, they tend to bleed through to the trackers underneath and mark them, and I made that mistake last year, so this year I started using cardstock for every single page, and so far it's working much better. And there you have it, the first stage of our journal setup is complete, and I now have a lot of A5 card to use, and that is a good thing because I've also got a lot of trackers to print this month. Now I've set everything to print, we can get cracking with some more exciting stuff, and that is choosing some new colours and swatching those ready for my May journal pages. I do tend to do this every month and I really enjoy the process. All you need to do is take your chosen marker and colour in the semicircle shape at the top of each swatch, and then take the number or the name, I always prefer the number, and jot that below so you know which colours you've used. Now a lot of these markers I have used in the past, so I do know what they look like dry. However, I do find it quite nice to see all the colours put together and see what they look like combined, and then I can make a judgment and see which colours I think are going to go well together and kind of like complement each other the best. But that's just me, you can do it any which way that you like. Now I feel like this is stage 3 because stage 2 is setting everything to print, but the swatch test is now complete and I'm really loving these colours all together. I'm obsessed with the greens. I haven't used some of these before, so I really like how they sit together. Before we move on to stage 4, which is the hole punching stage, these are my pages for the month of May and I'm so pleased with them. I designed them back last year and I'm really excited to fill these ones out. I mean, I'm well aware that I say the same thing every single month, but it's the little things, you know, you've got to take joy in the little things. Now the hole punching stage is actually a really important part of the process, and let me tell you for why. There was a particular month last year, I can't for the life of me remember which one it was, but I spent ages colouring in this cover page and I was so happy with it, but it had honestly taken me quite a long time, and when it came to hole punching, it unfortunately got jammed in my hole punch. Normally my hole punch is very good, but it got jammed and then it ripped, so I had to redo the entire thing. So this is why we hole punch before and not afterwards. And now we're ready to start stage 5, which is colouring in, and this is the best bit I think. These are the colours that I've chosen from my swatch pages. I have added in a very pale blue, even though I said I didn't want to, but I just feel like if I don't, it's definitely going to be missing something, so let's colour in together. And there you have it, my May cover page is complete. However, I wasn't 100% happy with everything, so I did print off another one and just colour in off camera, mainly because my phone started to lose battery. And this is my final version ready to go. I only tweaked a couple of little things and just tweaked some of the colours, but I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I do wonder if next month I should add in some like shading or some glitter or something like that, but TBC on that one. And we are continuing with stage 5 because I'm now going to colour in the rest of my May pages so they match the cover, and this time I'm going to start with the bingo page. Obviously you can use whichever colours that you like, but for some reason I like to keep mine consistent, so I tend to use the same colours that I've used for my cover page all the way through for my May pages. Now my bingo page and my May calendar successfully match my cover page. I still need to figure out my monthly goals for May and my affirmation, but we'll do that another time. I now need to add in the colours to my mood tracker and decide which colours I'm going to use for the key, and to do this I'm bringing back my marker tracker that I use every single month, and this is so helpful. It's very simple to use. All you have to do is pop in the title of the tracker that you're using at the top and then colour in each circle with the colour code next to it, or you can use the name if you prefer, but I just find the numbers so much easier. And once you've filled that out, all you have to do is take those colours and pop them in the key at the bottom of the tracker that you're using. It really is that easy, and when you start filling out your journal and you get stuck on a colour, all you need to do is refer back to your marker tracker, but I can almost guarantee by the end of the month you'll know them off by heart. Now normally with the rest of my journal trackers I do already have a colour scheme that I tend to use most months, but this time I've decided to incorporate some of my May colours into my other trackers, which I'm really excited about. Obviously I have no idea what they're going to look like, but I'm excited to see at the end of the month. I've coloured in the rest of my monthly trackers off camera, and so far I'm really happy with how this one has turned out, and the rest of them actually, but as I say, I don't know what they're going to look like at the end of the month, but it'll be interesting to see. And we're now at the final stage of this setup, which I think is now stage 6, but this is the part where I take you through all of the pages that I'm using for the month of May. Some of them you've definitely seen before, like my cover page and my calendar page. I still need to figure out my monthly goals and affirmation, and then we've also got my bingo page, which I know you've already seen, but I'm really excited to start filling some of this out, and of course start doing some of the activities like make a flower crown, have a self-care day, which sounds dreamy, maybe setting myself a 30-day challenge. I'm really excited. Then we also have my monthly mood tracker, which you've seen already, and I think this one's going to look really nice when it's all coloured in. I love starting new pages, but seeing them at the end of the month is a really good feeling. Then we have my sleep tracker, which I do fill out every morning, and you've already seen this one. Then my reading tracker with a brand new colour palette. I quite like this one. I'm interested to see how this one is going to look, and I think we all know that I've really been slacking with my reading in the month of April, so I'm going to try and get back to trying to read something every day. I've got my bubble shower tracker, which I haven't used this year yet, so I'm excited to fill this one out. I've also got my screen time tracker, and I really enjoyed filling this one out last month, so I've decided to go for the same one. My habit tracker, and my habits for this month are cook from scratch as per usual, wear my SPF because I've been slacking, make my bed, clean something during the day, and either draw or colour. I'm really enjoying colouring at the moment, so I'm thinking of doing some colouring pages for our journals, so let me know if you're interested in that. I've also got my work hours tracker, which again I enjoyed filling out last month just to see what hours I'm working over the week, and then my water tracker, and obviously we are aiming for 2 litres minimum a day, so we'll see how that one goes this month. I've also got my coffee tracker, which is pretty standard. I've updated the colour palette on this one as well. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet because coffee is coffee, you know, it's the colour of coffee, but we'll see how we get on. I've also got my self-care tracker with the flowers, which I loved from last month. I will bring back the envelopes at some point, but this just feels like like a nicer vibe for spring and summer. And I've also brought back my happiness tracker, and to be perfectly honest, I just really love filling this one out. I think it's really sweet. I have updated the colour palette as well, so it's got more of a May vibe to it. And last but not least, I've got a highlight of the day, which I also really enjoy filling out at the end of each day. Even if it's something small, it's definitely worth doing. And there you have it, my May journal is officially ready and set up. I can't wait to start using it, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and no doubt I will see you very soon. Bye!